I am the avoided fighter in the heavyweight picture, and I back myself against any fighter out there.
I don't need to be perfect for 12 rounds. I just need to be perfect for that one moment.
I believe people avoid fighting me because I'm dangerous, and I have belief.
There's a lot on the line, there's a lot at stake. And someone's getting knocked out.
So let's get it on.
Knocking on the door for a world title. Incredible stuff. And it just takes one shot.
This is all or nothing.
Well, hello, welcome to London. We are counting down the days now to the highly anticipated, highly debated and highly significant heavyweight showdown between former world champion Joseph Parker, ranked number 2 in the world by Ring Magazine, and the unbeaten, heavy-handed Fabio Wardley, currently ranked number 6 in the world by Ring Magazine. The WBO Interim Heavyweight Championship will be on the line on Saturday night, and the winner will be at the very front of the line for a shot at Alexander Usyk. Today's the workout. We're going to see a few hooks, going to see a few jabs, and I'm delighted to be throwing jabs and sparring today with the wonderful Ruth Raper, former Team GB starlet. How are you?
I'm good, Dev. I'm really excited to be here.
And we talked about heavy hands. Look at these heavy hands. Alois Jr., goodness me, how are you?
I'm all good, thank you very much.
Good. Alois, I want to start with you. Fabio, I know he's your boy, right? And I know you've been going heavy, saying he's going to win by knockout on Saturday. Tell us why you are backing Fabio Wardley to pick up the win over Joseph Parker.
Because simply, Fabio Wardley just needs to be precise for 1 second. And we've seen this. Like, he could be getting a hiding. He could be. I love the man. But he could be getting a hiding. His fights are always dramatic, but 1 second is all it takes for him to switch a fight around, and he showcased that.
It's quite something to have up your sleeve. We saw this in his last fight, Ruth, against Justice Hooney, losing almost every round, but he pulls it out.
He does, and listen, that knockout power, you're born with it. You can't learn that, you can't teach it, you are born with it, and he has it in abundance. So, in a lot of ways, what this fight comes down to is that experience that Parker has in bundles. You're going to struggle to find another heavyweight with experience like him, or that one-punch knockout power that Fabio has, which, like I said, you can't teach it, you can't learn it in the gym, you're born with it. So this is so exciting, this is so interesting, and ultimately, if you want to know what's happening in the heavyweight division, this is where your eyes should be. Yeah, 100%. Experience there, by the way, a key word. I mean, Joseph Parker, in 2016, he became world champion. He beat Andy Ruiz. In 2016, Fabio Wardley was fighting white collar. The experience disparity, Alois, is huge. Crazy.
Absolutely, I don't know how he does it, but the man does it, trust me.
How significant is that experience differential, Ruth, when you think about it? Just mentioning the white collar thing there, but also it's who Joe Parker has been in against.
Yeah, I mean, listen, when we talk about experience, it's important to remember it's not just how long he's been boxing, it's the quality of opponents he's been in with. And the quality of the quality of the opponents that he's been in with is next level. Like I said, you're really going to struggle to find any fight, let alone heavyweight, with the resume he has. Let's remember who he won the title off of. He won it off of Andy Ruiz. That's no easy fight. He's been in there with Joshua. He's been in there with White. He's been in there with Chisora. The list goes on and on and on. He's full of experience. He's learned so many tricks of the trade. And obviously now he's got also that experience from Andy Lee.
Yes.
Another powerhouse in the boxing game is in his corner. So this one's really going to be explosive.
Well, today is the workout, so this will be the first glimpse that media and viewers get to see of the work that's gone in so far in camp. Alois, I'm sure you've been involved or been around media workouts so far. What can we expect today?
Definitely some explosive power, some heavy hands, fast twitch fighters. They were looking to see a lot of things today.
I think with Fabio in particular, I want to hear it. I want to hear that power. I want to hear him crack a pad. You know, the knockout percentage, it's 95%, and I want to hear that. I want all the music turned down.
But I don't know if you'll fully hear it because he only brings it out when he needs it.
That's true, and also sometimes at these workouts they do hold back a little bit. Got the graphic up here. I mean, 94.74%. He carries power, Alois.
Mental, absolutely mental. Fast, explosive, and he has great timing.
But I guess the question is, what if he can't land? Because Joseph Parker is very good at diffusing power punches.
He is, and this is something that we've really got to remember. Yes, he's got that one punch knockout power, but he's not going in there thinking, I'm knocking this guy out 100%. Again, just like Parker's got an amazing coach, so has Fabio. Trust me, they're going to be doing their work. They're going to be studying. They're going to be working on different tactics. What punches should I throw? What way should I move in the ring? So it's not just about that knockout power. As much as we like to focus on it, I'm really intrigued to see the game plan that Fabio brings into the ring.
Do you know, that's interesting though, because has Fabio got another route to victory? Can he win this on points, or does he have to win by knockout?
I'll be lying to you if I think he will win it by 12. By 12, possibly, but from the experience Joseph Parker has, probably not. I'd say he's waiting for one moment, and he executes it at that perfect timing.
Do you know what? I remember sitting ringside for Joseph Parker against Deontay Wilder, and I remember waiting for one moment, because the whole expectation was Deontay Wilder would knock out Joseph Parker, go on to fight Anthony Joshua. Guess what? That one moment didn't come for Deontay Wilder. Why will it come for Fabio Wardley?
Because Fabio Wardley is not Deontay Wilder. He's his own man, and he's showcased it several times in fights that were challenging, and he was able to find that punch, like the Fraser Clark, his last fight, and so on.
And do you know what's interesting here? We're looking at, of course, the Wilder win. That was Joe Parker going into that fight, and he said that he was going to fight fire with fire, which seemed absolutely crazy. A crazy thing to do against the biggest puncher in the division.
Yeah.
But he's got that in him. He's a brave fighter, and he's happy to fight fire with fire, Ruth.
He's a warrior. There's no two ways about it. Joseph Parker is a warrior. And listen, it's easy for everyone to say, oh, but Wilder's not the same fighter he once was. Well, nobody knew that then.
No.
Joseph Parker didn't know that then, but he still went in there with that game plan of, I'm not going to let you bully me. I'm going to go in there and catch you on the chin, and that's what happened.
Well, let's talk about Joe Parker's resume, because this 3 run of wins that he's been on. Deontay Wilder, who we've just seen, and then we talked about Zhilei Zhang. Now, he had to go for a little bit of fire in that fight, but he held on, he got the decision, and then, of course, Martin Bakole in a couple of rounds. Alois, how impressed have you been by Joseph Parker?
Incredibly impressed. I think the Martin Bakole fight was quite impressive too. The way I saw it going, I thought Joseph Parker was going to get tired and get stopped later on, but he got him out, like, bang. That's my take on it, really.
Do you know, that one was crazy, because mentally he would have had to go through a lot, Joseph Parker. Of course, he was scheduled to fight Daniel Dubois.
Yeah.
That was his world heavyweight title shot, his chance to become 2-time. Dubois pulls out, in steps Martin Bakole. It must have been a crazy few hours.
Yeah, you're preparing for a different style. Like, Martin Bakole is a combination puncher. Daniel Dubois is more of a pressure puncher. One punch gets you out. There's a whole different ball game, there's a whole different strategy to the game. So the fact he was able to adjust and get the result, perfect.
Points to the mentality as well. He controls the controllables, Parker. He never seemed phased with that kind of opponent switch. Nothing seems to phase him.
No, and this is the thing. He's not just a well-rounded fighter inside the ring. You know, he's got great footwork. He's got, yes, he has been put down, but he gets up and wins. He's got great conditioning. He picks his shots very well. But it's not just that. It's the stuff outside the ring. You know, the fight weeks. How well do you put up in a fight week?
Yeah.
When you've got to do all of these interviews, how do you handle that pressure? When you've got people telling you you're fighting the biggest puncher in heavyweight boxing, how do you deal with that? Parker's seen it all before.
Yeah.
And he deals with it very, very well. He takes it all in his stride. So it's going to be, for me, a lot of this is about how Fabio deals with this. You know, it's a huge step up for him. So it's all about how he deals with this massive step up.
You were there ringside. I think you were celebrating as Fabio Wardley knocked out Justice Hooney, you know, in the 10th round after losing every round. Are you expecting similar kind of scenes on Saturday then?
Possibly, but I hope Fabio gets the moments right and executes them on the point where it doesn't have to be like that, because no one enters a fight wanting it to be you're down in the scorecard and then you come back in the 10th round. No one wants it to be that, but as long as he's calm, cool and collective and he's able to see what occurs in front of him, he gets the job done.
Well, just a bit of housekeeping, bit of a note here. You guys need to join the Queensberry WhatsApp channel. There's so much going on our WhatsApp channel. I've seen ticket competitions, I've seen some brilliant videos, all the latest news, all the updates. If you scan that QR code, come and join us, come and join the fun. We've got a few polls going in there today as well, which we'll be discussing at the end of the show. And I'll tell you what, I can discuss that knockout over Justice Huni so much. But Ruth, what was he doing wrong in that fight? Because as much as on BoxRec it will say he won the fight via knockout, which would have been the plan all along, there must have been some alarm signals sent back to Camp Wardley after that fight and the way it was going.
Listen, we can't underestimate how good Justice Huni is. First of all, let me just say that guy has a phenomenal amateur pedigree. So when he stepped in, I think those in the know really knew this was not going to be an easy fight. It was a completely different style to what he had been preparing for. So the fact that he struggled doesn't surprise me that much. What he struggled with was exactly that, the pedigree of Huni, the footwork, the punch, the shot selection. He had a phenomenal jab, the in and out with the footwork, making Fabio miss by inches. Could we see some of that from Parker? Definitely. He's got a different style though. So every fight is going to be something a little bit different, and it's all about how he adjusts.
For me, there's an added thing here, and you touched upon it. Joe Parker has got Andy Lee. Fabio Wardley, of course, he's got Rob Hodgkins, who he's been with since he started his career, but also the added layer of Ben Davison, who's your trainer as well, Aloys. And I know that the team there, Ben Davison, Lee Wiley, absolutely meticulous in their work. They'd have done their homework.
No, absolutely. Lee Wiley, Ben Davison, Barry Smith, all the coaches, they've been putting in their homework, and you don't get to this level for no reason. Look at our stable, like all of our stables doing well, so it shows the proofs in the pudding.
Well, let's see some of the pudding, because we're going to get this workout underway. Let's head over to your MC for today, Thomas Triber.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the media workout for All or Nothing. A great night of championship boxing to be held this Saturday, October 25th at O2 Arena, London. It is all being brought to you by Frank Warren for Queensberry, in association with Platform Sports and Gold Star Promotions, along with their great sponsors, 32 Red, Ring Magazine, Unibet, Riot Season, Flex Mize, That Prize Guy, and Vow Nutrition. A big thanks to those great sponsors. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this great event will be shown live worldwide on DAZN by now at DAZN.com. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Queensberry is a proud partner of BoxWise Foundation, and we are very happy to have with us here today, representing the Islington Boxing Gym. Let's welcome the young boxers and future champions.
So here we go, one phenomenal foundation, which to be honest I wish there was more of around London. These are really part of the pillar posts of our community, boxing clubs. Just like for me when I grew up, I don't know about you, Aloys, but it changed my life, it really did. I don't know where I would be without boxing, so these kind of things are so important.
Absolutely, I would have loved to be running around in a ring for like a main event fight, but I think these things like this are great for kids. It gives them ambition, it gives them hunger, it gives them a way towards life, and it's great for them.
Yeah, so many fighters start like this. Fabio Wardley was part of a program as well. That's how we met Rob Hodgkins all those years ago, and we may be looking at some future champions here. It's wonderful to see these kids doing the right things, being put on the right track, and this has become a bit of a staple of Queensberry media workouts here. Frank Warren, of course, the chairman of BoxWise. It's fantastic to see.
That's it. It doesn't matter what level you get to in this sport. You know, if you're fighting for a world title, it's important to remember the grassroots, because without those grassroots, none of this world title stuff, none of this flashy stuff really means anything. And these fighters are from Islington ABC, obviously in the Islington area, but if you're looking to get one of your kids into boxing, or if you're looking to get into boxing yourself, make sure you get onto the England Boxing website, have a look. You can see what's in your local area. There's so many great gyms out there with great coaches doing most of this work for free as well.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Look, as when you're a child, you're a kid around this kind of age, young teenager, there's a lot of wrong turns that you could take, a lot of, temptation or bad people here and there that could drag you towards the wrong sort of life. So boxing is a way to certainly get you on the right track, and box-wise, great to have them here opening up our workout today. We're expecting Fabio Wardley and Joseph Parker. Of course, Royston Barney-Smith, Danny Quartermaine, Ezra Taylor will be in there as well with his opponent Steve Woodall, and Jurgen Uldedaj, the Albanian cruiserweight, and Lambert will be in the ring as well, showing off their skills. Look at some of these skills as well here. Are you impressed, Alois?
Absolutely, man. I'm seeing these guys slipping, moving, 1-2-1. It's good stuff, and it's amazing to see, especially from someone from my position, because I remember I was at this level, and to get at my level, it's like a dream come true. You know what I mean? And I believe that's for like all the boxers at our level, and like for the kids listening to me, they could get to this level too.
Look at the level of Thomas Treiber, by the way. He looks like he's got in a bit of shape as well. Fair play, Thomas Treiber.
He's been in the gym for sure.
Yeah, he hasn't stopped tensing all day. But great to see him. Thomas Treiber, of course, will be a mainstay this week. Great to see the box-wise kids getting in there, getting their opportunity on the cameras. Little moment to shine.
That's it, and they get a look at the fighters on the main card. They get a look at, look at that.
Oh my goodness. I wish I was that fast. That'd be a problem.
I like it when a kid does notice the camera and gives them a little something as well. That's a little glimpse.
Got to be a showsman in this business. You can't be like too stale like some bread. We don't want that.
Right in the centre of the picture as well. I think that's one to watch, that lad there.
You know what I mean?
Fantastic stuff. Here at the 12x3 gym here in London. The kids from Boxwise opening up our workout today. Well, we will be expecting both Fabio Wardley and Joseph Parker in the ring within the next hour or so. We'll be trying to grab a chat with them as well. You can see Royston Barney-Smith. It's a big fight for him on Saturday night against Danny Quartermaine. That's unbeaten versus unbeaten. I'm looking forward to that one.
I'm really looking forward to it. And this is a fight that really these guys could have avoided, but they haven't. They've taken it, and I'm very happy. I can't wait to watch it.
Well, let's start watching these fellas work out. Let's head back to Thomas Treiber.
Let's now get the media workout started. Our first two fighters competing Saturday in a scheduled 10-round contest. It will be for the IBF and WBO European Super Featherweight Championships. Let's first welcome the challenger from Southampton, England. He had a stellar amateur career, now is a professional, undefeated with 14 wins, 7 wins by knockout. Here is Sugar Boy Royston Barney-Smith.
Well, Royston Barney-Smith, one of the emerging talents in the country, unbeaten so far, has not put a foot wrong in his career, but this is the step up on Saturday night.
Absolutely, but as his teammate, this is the best I've ever seen him, to be fair. He's been coming in early, putting the extra rounds in. All right, listen, he's ready. I'm certain of it. I put my house on it.
He's been ready for some time, I think. We saw him out in Manchester on the show there on the undercard. He got a decision win, and he wasn't particularly happy. He just took on a, kind of a circuit fighter, and he said, I can't do much against these guys. They're not trying to fight me. Danny Quartermaine will try to fight him, most certainly on Saturday, Ruth.
Yeah, I think this is the perfect time for a step up. Like you said, some of these young prospects, their first few fights are with fighters that really are just in there to survive. They're not in there to win, and it's extremely hard to impress against those kind of opponents. So he's going to be excited for this one. He's going to be looking forward to it. He's going to be looking to put on a show. And like I said, I think this is great timing to take that step up.
Of course, he's an Alois Junior teammate, as you mentioned there. He's part of that Ben Davison camp. Great vibe over there in that gym, and 21 years old, it feels like might start getting a bit of man strength now as well.
Absolutely, man. He's getting that right now. I've seen him dropping people in sparring. It's mental.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying. It's crazy.
That's some inside knowledge there.
Yeah.
He's got 7 stoppages to his name already, and in 14 fights, that's not too bad.
I'm just worried for his opponent a little bit.
Well, his opponent, he's the step up. He is unbeaten. Just a draw is the blemish on his record. It was a strange kind of fight with Jack Bates, and it ended in a couple of rounds with a cut. But Royston Barney-Smith will have his work cut out for him on Saturday. Although, maybe the talent that he's got, former European amateur champion, he might just go through. And that's the kind of talent we're talking about in the UK with Royston.
That's it. At this stage in these young men's career, it really is all about answering the questions. I know that sounds silly, but he could get in there and he could slide to a points victory over Quartermaine. He could struggle, he could blow him out of the water, and that is what makes fight like these so intriguing, because it's all about upping those levels step by step by step. Where can this guy go? He's got that amateur pedigree. Could he take it all the way to the top?
Well, it's a fight that was initially scheduled to take place in Bournemouth on a Ryan Garner undercard a few months ago. It got postponed at that point, but they have rescheduled it for Saturday night. And just mentioning Ryan Garner there, I mean, it's a fantastic super featherweight division. Royston Barney-Smith and Ryan Garner are from the same place in Southampton.
Yeah.
It feels like that's one for the future, Alois.
Definitely one for the future. That'd be a big ticket one. But yeah, fight by fight, obviously Ryan Garner needs to win, and obviously Royston needs to win himself, and that's one for the future.
Well, Ryan Garner is most certainly winning at the moment. Tremendous European champion, great run of form, and he's knocking on the door, Ruth. And Royston's sort of coming up in his slipstream, but he's not too many fights behind him. I think he'll catch up before long.
He's not, like you said, the Piranha is on a form right now. You know, he's in this stretch at the moment where he's feeling very confident, and like he should. But let me tell you, Royston is going to have one eye on him. Whether he knows it or not, he's going to have one eye on him, and he's going to be thinking about that fight in the future.
100%. We've had them sat next to each other at press conferences as well. I always ask the question. I feel like I've asked the question a few times. I get the same answer from Ryan, like, maybe one day kind of thing. But listen, at some point, Ryan Garner wants to fight at St Mary's Stadium.
Yeah.
It'd be perfect, wouldn't it?
Wouldn't it? Wouldn't it?
We really be.
But Danny Quartermaine, of course, will be in the way and looking to scupper all of those plans on Saturday night.
And this is the thing, because of what we've seen so far, which ultimately is Royston fighting guys that are just in there to survive, we don't know if Quartermaine can cause him some problems, can he? You know, that's what makes this fight intriguing.
Well, one of the things that Danny Quartermaine has said in the build-up to this fight is that it may well turn out to be boy versus man.
And I believe the boy wins. Sugar boy Roy, man. Come on, you get to know.
We all want a teammate like you, don't we?
Alois is a great teammate.
That's it.
Come on, always.
So what is it that makes Royston so special? You're with him every day.
His sharpness is like second to none. Like, the man's sharp. He's able to. He got a good brain on him. He's technical. I keep speaking about his sharpness because that's his main thing. Like, he's a great cow puncher, and when he's on it, no one's touching him.
Danny Quartermaine watching on, and as Alois pointed out, sharpness. We saw it there. We're watching it now on the pads. This is a sharp fighter.
And you can see as he's doing right now, he's showcasing that power right now, that man strength.
Alois, if you were in Quartermaine's corner, what would you be telling him? What game plan would you be giving him?
If I could speak what I would be telling him in his corner is, mate, I think this guy's too good for you. I think you should just come out, and just fight someone else.
So to confirm, if you were in Danny Quartermaine's corner, you'd just be advising him against fighting Royston.
Mate, listen, right? listen. I know you're good, mate, but not for him.
And now let's welcome to the ring from Leamington Spa, England, undefeated with 13 wins, 1 draw, 4 wins, coming by way of knockout this Saturday. He will be the reigning and defending IBF and WBO European Super Featherweight Champion, Danny Quartermaine.
Well, here is the defending champion, Danny Quartermaine, and whilst it is being seen by everyone as the step up for Royston Barney-Smith, it's also a step up, I feel anyway, for Danny Quartermaine. I know he's been in there with Jack Bateson. It was a weird fight that was over in a couple of rounds. This could be a proper fight on Saturday.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree. The thing is, what we're going to see in this fight is two fighters that they have a lot of similarities. You know, they like to throw punches in bunches. They're both sharp, as you mentioned, Aloy. And yeah, a lot of people are kind of leaning towards Royston, and I can see why. He's got that amateur pedigree. You know, he's got that nickname, Sugar Boy. He's an interesting fighter. He's an exciting fighter. But we could have a bit of a firecracker on our hands here.
I like that Royston Barney-Smith started off the workout by actually doing a workout. I tell you, I've been at countless media workouts, public workouts over the years. Sometimes the fighters get in, they wave at the crowd, they look at Thomas Treiber looks at them, and then they get out of the ring. Today, we started off very well.
Yeah.
He turned up ready to go. He was ready for a full-on session.
He is looking a bit slow today, though.
Hey! Like you said, he was in there with Bateson, and Bateson is no slump. He's no slouch. I think we were all really intrigued to see what happened in that fight, so it was disappointing when it ended the way it did.
Yeah, it was cut short. And of course, scheduled then to fight Royston Barney-Smith in July, but that fight fell out of bed. He has been active since then. He got a fight in, so he picked up, I think it was a 6-rounder. He got a win done. Royston Barney-Smith hasn't boxed since April, so interesting to see if that's a dynamic, the fact that Danny Quartermaine has got a fight in between the fight being postponed.
Yeah, I mean, you have to say that's a smart move. Most fighters like being active. You don't want to be getting in there with any ring rust. However, being young that Royston is, you would maybe assume that ring rust isn't going to affect him.
Good to see Danny Quartermaine gloving up as well. He's ready to go. He's representing Leamington Spa, of course, on the big stage.
Let's see how sharp he is, eh?
We'll find out. We are at the 12x3 gym here in London. It is the media workout. We are counting down the days now to the big one, Saturday night at the iconic O2. Fabio Wardley, Joseph Parker, all or nothing. So much on the line. You are watching Danny Quartermaine, who will be taking on Royston Barney-Smith as part of a fantastic undercard on Saturday night, all live on DAZN. And we're getting closer now. We've got the press conference tomorrow, we've got the weigh-in Friday. Before you know it, we're going to hear ding ding, we're going to hear the first bell.
We are. When you start getting this close to the fight, this is when people start changing their mind. You know, weeks and weeks, months and months before the fight, people think, right, it's X, it's Y, it's Fabio, it's Parker. These last few days, this is when people start thinking, actually, I might change my mind. Yeah,
definitely. Like, you get to see the pads, you get to see the confidence behind the person in the press conference and etc. You see so much, and energy doesn't lie. I believe that personally. And if someone's energy looks a bit weak, then obviously, especially like these pads, then yeah, you can obviously see something.
For anyone watching, Alois Jr. is just throwing the odd jab towards the way of Danny Quartermaine. Not anything personal, but just because he is fighting his friend Royston Barney-Smith. Just to confirm that, Alois.
The most loyal teammate in the whole of London.
Listen, I'm the best teammate in the world.
Yeah,
and I stand by that.
You're proving it.
A great hype man indeed. And you were there, as I say, ringside for Fabio Wardley knocking out Justice Huni. You were part of those scenes with Moses. Lee Eaton was jumping around as well.
Literally.
Frank Warren, Eddie Hearn was there looking sour-faced. It was quite the moment, wasn't it?
Oh, to make Eddie Hearn sour-faced is like a blessing, you know. I've been praying for this as a little kid. So yeah, it was a great environment. It was a surreal moment, and for Fabio to get that win like in that fashion, wow.
Yeah, truly unforgettable night. The fact that he got to fight in the football stadium, I mean, this is fairy tale stuff, but this one is different on Saturday. He beats Joseph Parker and suddenly he's there to fight Alexander Usyk. It's incredible, Ruth.
That's it. The game changes if he gets this fight. You know, if he gets this win under his belt, it's as simple as that. Again, you can look at it though, where Joseph's been in that game a little bit longer and he's already fought at that level. If he loses this, where does he go? Has he got to rebuild all over again? Has he got time to rebuild over again? And more importantly, will he want to rebuild over again? Fabio, on the other hand, he's not going to be saying this out loud, and nobody in his team is really going to be saying it out loud. However, if he loses, he's got time to rebuild.
Yeah.
Everyone can say, well, this is his first try at this level. He can go again. So I do believe the scales are a little bit uneven in terms of risk in this fight. Just want to point out, I think Quartermaine's looking nice and relaxed on those pads.
What do you think, Alois?
Let's hear it from the defending champion, Danny Quartermaine.
He ain't got the energy. He's been depleted from water.
Danny Quartermaine defending his belts. He is the defending champion on Saturday night, defending those belts against Royston Barney-Smith. Fantastic fight, part of the undercard. Well, we are actually going to get a face-off between Royston Barney-Smith and Danny Quartermaine. See Thomas Triber poised and ready. Security in the ring as well. Just in case, you never know. Tensions might get higher. It's got closer and closer to fight night now.
You could try to throw it at Royston, but I told you Royston's sharp. Quick counter. Bang.
Let's have a look at that energy. I know you said you're a big believer, a big reader into energy. So let's see what that energy is like.
It will be a battle of the undefeated this Saturday. 10 rounds scheduled for the IBF and WBO European Super Featherweight Championships. The challenger, Sugarboy Royston Barney-Smith versus the defending champion, Danny Quartermaine.
So what are we looking for here, Alois? What are we looking for in terms of energy?
Look at Royston, man. Come on, I don't even see any words. Look at him. And look at his other guy. Not on it.
Both looking very serious.
He looks on it to me, Alois.
I can see through masks. He's trembling right now.
Well, here's Royston, who walks away first for whatever that
casually.
means.
Casually, because he knows it's light work.
Casually walks away first, but it's a big moment for him in his career on Saturday night. It is the step up against Danny Quartermaine. Let's crack on with this workout.
Our next two fighters to the ring competing Saturday in a scheduled 10-round contest. It will be for the WBA Continental Gold Light Heavyweight Championship. Let's first welcome the challenger from Birmingham, England. 20 wins, 3 defeats, 1 draw, 12 wins by knockout. Here is Steed, the Stallion Woodall.
Well, the Stallion is the man who is standing in now for Louis Edmondson, who unfortunately got injured and pulled out of his fight with Ezra Taylor. There was tremendous build-up to that fight, a lot of beef, a lot of rivalry, but now, with a week's notice, a dangerous man steps in here in Steed Woodall, and Ezra Taylor's got a lot to think about.
He really has. This is a great replacement. He's no slouch. Listen, he was the underdog in a fight against Lerone Richards. Lerone Richards is a brilliant prospect, and he come and got that win. So, you know, I'm really intrigued to see this one, how this one plays out. And also part of this for Ezra is about how he adjusts, how he kind of gets over that stumble, because there was a lot of words thrown between Ezra and Lewis. So I don't know if he's still going to have his mind on him or if he can now focus on the new target ahead of him.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I was really looking towards the previous fight, but sadly that didn't work out. But I believe Ezra Taylor wins this fight. But the thing is, with someone stepping up, you don't have a camp for them. So it's more so, I know he hasn't been preparing for, the other person wasn't preparing for a camp and whatnot, but it's more so like a 50-50 in terms of, like, you don't know what he's going to bring, you're not prepared for it, and he's not prepared for it. So, like, it's on the night.
I was a bit surprised, actually, that this fight got accepted by Ezra Taylor. I think that's the kind of level of danger that I perceive in Steed Woodall here. And then I look at Ezra Taylor's resume. Troy Jones was a brilliant win. That was his last fight. You take that aside, I feel like Steed Woodall will be the best name on his resume should he get the win. I think it's a dangerous stand in here at such short notice.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the thing, short notice fights, they're normally bangers, you know. I'm notorious for my first 24-hour notice one. But still, like, you don't know what you're coming up against. Like, you may have seen certain things, but you haven't had time to prepare in camp. So it's different. Like, Manny Pacquiao came in through his system the same way. And there's many more fighters, Andrew Ruiz, etc. Last minute men that come in and showcase something. So it's a very interesting fight.
I love the fact that Taylor's accepted this. You know, he's not going to let opportunities pass him by. He's going to take on all challenges, and more importantly, it shows his confidence. And when you speak to Ezra Taylor, you see that confidence. He is not messing about. It's not a mask.
Thank you very much to the challenger, Steed, the Stallion Woodall.
Next up, we've got Ezra.
And now let's welcome the defending champion from Nottingham, England, undefeated with 12 wins. 8 of his 12 wins come by way of knockout. Undefeated as the former WBC International Champion, this Saturday, he is the reigning and defending WBA Continental Gold Light Heavyweight Champion, Ezra the Cannon Taylor.
Well, enter the Cannon. The Cannon Ezra Taylor is here. Late change of opponent. He'll be taking on Steve Woodall on Saturday. Let's see. We'll speak to him, I'm sure. See if it's phased him. See if he's okay. See what the mentality's like, because he's had to adjust here. He's had to change. But a big win on Saturday on a show like this Cannon could explode onto the scene.
Ezra is an extremely cool, calm, collected and confident young man. I'm sure this won't have bothered him. He's accepted the fight, and ultimately he's going to be looking for exactly the same thing, to go in there and to put on a performance. You see there is Malik Scott. Now Malik is an absolute professor of the game. They break things down. They drill. So I think Ezra's a really exciting fighter right now, because I'm intrigued to see where he can take it.
He's got that. I think they call it Riz. He's got a bit of Riz. Am I right?
No.
Bit of Riz?
No, Riz is like.
No, what does that one mean?
I think what you're trying to say, he has charisma.
Ah, charisma.
Yeah, Riz is something different.
What does Riz mean?
Riz is like, okay, I'm rizzing up a bird.
Right.
That's what
Well,
Riz
he's
is.
got charisma, is what I would say. Ezra Taylor, he's got that. He's got a little bit of star power, oozes it, and a big win on Saturday. And I'm sure he'll cement his place as one of the rising forces. I'm sure he's got Riz as well, by the way.
Definitely
Yeah,
got Riz.
I'm
But,
sure he has.
like, you can see he's charismatic, he's sharp, he's fast, he's explosive. He's an exciting man to watch.
And just to shout that the last remaining tickets are on sale. Scan that QR code that you could just see. It's just disappeared, but it was in the bottom corner of your screen. Get scanning, get to AXS.com, and you can get yourself in the arena on Saturday night. That Parker Wardley is one of the best fights that can be made in the heavyweight division. And the man you're looking at, Ezra Taylor, one of the rising stars in British boxing, looking to pick up a big win on Saturday.
These light heavyweights really are exciting in boxing right now, worldwide and domestically. Obviously, we've got the show on November 1st in Manchester. There's an array of light heavyweight talent on that show, and I'm sure, as much as they're going to be focused on their fight on Saturday, Ezra is going to be kind of having one eye towards that show on the 1st of November.
Oh, he should go. He should absolutely be there. He should be around it. Should he pick up the win on Saturday, which I'm sure is his plan.
Thank you very much to the undefeated defending champion, Ezra the Cannon Taylor.
He should be heading up to Manchester and getting around that light heavyweight card coming up on DAZN November 1st. Of course, the main event, Joshua Buatsi and Zach Parker, but there's so much more on there. Potential foes for Ezra Taylor.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's an exciting one. I mean, take your pick. Obviously, there's Troy Jones and Liam Cameron on that show, and
Yeah.
obviously he's beat Troy Jones, but even Liam Cameron, that's an intriguing one. I'd like to see him in there with him.
What do you like about Ezra? Alois, what do you like about him?
I like the way he has great movement. He's very like mobile and fluid, and I think that's one of my favourite things about him and his style.
Yeah, he's certainly got that, and we're going to get a face-off here now. It'll be the first time.
These two competing Saturday in a scheduled 10-round contest for the WBA Continental Gold Light Heavyweight Championship. It's the challenger, Steed the Stallion Woodall, versus the defending champion, Ezra the Cannon Taylor.
Well, first face-off between Steve Woodall and Ezra Taylor. There had been countless face-offs between Taylor and Louis Edmondson. Now he locks eyes on a replacement opponent who's coming to absolutely destroy the party on Saturday.
A little bit of a height difference there. It'll be interesting to see who uses that to their advantage.
That's what I'm saying. It's interesting matchup. Very interesting matchup. You never know how these late run placements go.
Seems all respect there. I don't think we ever saw a handshake between Ezra Taylor and Louis Edmondson, but Steve Woodall is the task at hand on Saturday, capable of causing an upset, has done so before in his career and plans on doing so on Saturday night. I'm hoping that they bring Ezra Taylor in for a chat. I think he will be joining us very shortly. So Thomas Treiber just falls back a little. And I'm fascinated. I want to know what's been going on in the mind of Ezra Taylor with this switch of opponent. It's a lot. It's a lot to go through. The fact he was fighting one guy and now it's suddenly a different guy.
It is. It all comes down to professionalism ultimately, and he's got a great mentor in Malik. I'm sure he will have told him to stay calm, just take it in his stride, and ultimately we're going to see how he handles it in the ring on Saturday.
We most certainly are. We're expecting Ezra Taylor to join us very shortly. And here he is. Enter the Cannon, Ezra. Now, we have a change of opponent. All that build-up, all those face-offs, all that smack talk with Louis Edmondson, it's not him anymore. What's been going on?
Sorry, you need to speak to Louis, man. I don't know what's happened there. He's pulled out talking about a back injury. In all my years of boxing, I've never heard of a back injury, but again, wish him the speedy recovery and believe he can get it on. But it doesn't matter of what's happened, you know what I'm saying? I got an opponent, I'm grateful, still on the O2. Still on the co-main event, like I get to go and do what I've been training so hard to do on Saturday, so I'm cool with it, man. Let's go.
Ezra, I've got to jump in there. I need to ask you a question. Obviously, you're going to have your mind and your eyes set on Saturday. However, we've got that huge show happening in Manchester, November the 1st, which has got all those light heavyweights. Are you going to be there, and who are you going to have your eye on?
Well, I'm pulling up to that. How could I miss that? That's crazy. I'm there. I'm doing my homework there as well. I got my eyes on all of them, man. Troy Jones fighting Liam Cameron. Can't wait to see that fight as a fan. But the one I'm really interested in is Bradley Ray versus Lyndon Norfolk. I got my eyes on the European as well. What was meant to happen is Saturday I was meant to become British and Commonwealth champion. Then we go get the European title as well. That's what was meant to happen. So hopefully that can still happen. But yeah, I'm going to be there in attendance for sure. Eyes peeled.
But I guess all your eyes, and we were talking about this, Aloys, as well, it's got to be on Saturday night because dangerous replacement opponent. We've seen this so many times, Aloys. People could come in and ruin the party.
Absolutely. There's so many men that's ruined the party, like Andrew Wees and etc. So you have to stay focused, you have to stay sharp and etc. How are you going to take this on?
I'm good, man. It doesn't matter what opponent's in front of me. You know how training camp goes. You prepare for anything, you know what I'm saying? I'm not preparing for just one person. I'm preparing for a man like Bertbiev and David Benavidez and whatever else. And then all these people will come in again. First of all, I want to say big respect to Steed as well. A lot of our opponents or other boxers pulled out, didn't want to take the fight. He took the fight, you know what I'm saying, on short notice. I'm so grateful for that. But the job's going to get done, man. I'm a professional. I'm going to go in there and demonstrate what a professional looks like. Separate myself from all these other light heavyweights, I believe, as well. And yeah, man, I'm here. It's my time. I'm enjoying it and soaking it all up.
Okay, Ezra, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you, I'm sure, at the weigh-in later on in the week. Best of luck. Great little flex at the workout there as well. Nice little face off.
Guys, you know what? I can flex and I can enjoy it. Listen, Louis Edmondson is soft. Putting it out there, yeah? I'm out of here. Shall I just drop the mic, Dev?
Just drop it. Just drop it. Just drop it. Let's head back to Thomas Treiber.
Our next two fighters competing Saturday in a scheduled 12-round contest. It will be for the vacant IBO Cruiserweight Championship of the World. Let's first welcome to the ring a native of Cameroon, now fighting out of Dubai, United Arab Emirates. He brings a professional record consisting of 18 wins, 3 defeats, 1 draw, 14 of his 18 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Roly Lambert Fogoum.
Well, here is Roly Lambert, one half of the IBO Cruiserweight Championship fight Saturday night. He'll be taking on Jurgen Uldedaj, the Albanian cruiserweight coming through. This is a fascinating fight on paper. Roly Lambert, big and strong, got plenty of power, 14 knockouts. He'll be looking to do the same on Saturday.
No, absolutely. As he's from the same country where I'm from originally, Cameroon, and we know that Cameroonian people can proper whack. Ooh. So. And plus, I shook his hands as well. He got bare hands as well. So it's going to be an interesting fight. I'm looking forward to it.
That's it. That record is nothing to joke about. 18-3-1 with 14 KOs. That's serious power right there.
Most certainly is.
He can definitely punch.
I feel like he's just ended his workout.
Thank you very much to Roly Lambert Fogoum.
He just does some shadow boxing, that's it.
Keeping it short and sweet.
Concise.
Not giving too much away at all. Jurgen Uldedaj now entering the ring.
And now let's welcome into the ring a native of Albania, now fighting out of Kiel, Germany. His professional record, 20 wins, just 1 defeat, 8 wins by knockout. Here is Juergen Uldedaj.
Well, Jurgen Uldedaj is the Albanian cruiserweight who's relocated to the UK, training with Don Charles now and starting to make a little bit of noise in the cruiserweight division.
He is. This man seen as a bit of a secret within the boxing world. He became a WBC Youth World Champion in 2021. He's definitely got some skills, and now he's joined up with Don Charles. That's a great hookup. Don is known for dealing with these bigger men in a really good way. He's a phenomenal coach.
Alois, why do I see you looking at him like he's food? What's going on?
Because he is food. What do you mean? I love Albanian food.
But in all seriousness, this could be a future fight for you. He's obviously, working with Queensberry here. He's trained by Don Charles, who was on Queensberry's show in Manchester before. Do you feel like he could be one that is in your future and quite soon?
Absolutely. I'd hope for it for my next fight. I would really want that fight as long as he gets through this, of course, because a world title, that's all we fight for. That's all we train for, and to be able to have that, it's a dream come true.
What do you make of Jurgen?
Good, strong, good fundamentals. He's a good counter puncher. Not the biggest puncher, but he got respectful power.
I'm hoping the camera pans down at some point here that we can see what I saw the other day when I went to visit him at Don Charles Gym, which is quite simply the biggest calves I've ever seen in my entire life. I mean, he's got, look at, goodness me. Alois, what are you thinking here?
Them calves are good. Them calves are good.
That's a calf and a half.
You can chop them up. You can chop that up into some salad and whatnot. You know what I mean? Good protein and whatnot.
Thank you very much to Juergen Uldedaj.
Well, I think we're going to get a face-off here between Jurgen Uldedaj and Roly Lambert. And Jurgen is a serious guy, by the way. When I went to see him in the gym the other day.
These two competing Saturday in a scheduled 12-round contest for the vacant IBO Cruiserweight Championship of the World. It's Roly Lambert Fogoum versus Juergen Uldedaj.
Went to see him in the gym the other day, and he's a serious guy. He doesn't get drawn in too much, doesn't really do too many interviews, keeps himself to himself, lets his fist do the talking, and he'll be looking to do some serious talking on Saturday. He could become Albania's first ever world champion. What was the energy there then, Alois?
I don't know. I'm not too sure. Both of them seem quite confident in themselves.
I'm hoping that we'll bring Jurgen Uldedaj in for a quick chat, see where his head's at ahead of Saturday night. Obviously a big moment in his career, one that I'm sure Alois will be keeping an eye on.
Absolutely, man. I want to get all my hands on the belts. Call me the belt monster.
Okay, let's bring in Jurgen Uldedaj. Jurgen, I think you're going to jump in here.
Good. We're good.
So Jurgen, a big moment for you on Saturday. You look good from what I can see. As he just gets his cross added here.
No, it's good.
Jurgen, tell us how you're feeling about this fight. You've just seen your opponent now, seen his eyes. What did you see?
I feel great. I'm ready to go, ready to speak with action.
You speak with your fists, don't you?
Always.
A big chance for you to become Albania's first ever world champion as well.
Yes, and I won't let this chance slip. So I'll go for it.
What can we expect? What can the fans expect to see from you on Saturday night?
A great fight, action. That's all I can say. That's all I can guarantee. Action for sure.
And what about this man here next to you as well? It feels like a potential future fight between yourself and Alois. Great fighter, right?
I love Albanian too, bro. I thought we could get on. It'll be a good competition.
First, let's get the win. Then let's sit down and talk. If everything is right, then this is our job, to share the ring with each other, to give the fans the fight they want to see, to give action. That's it.
What are you expecting on Saturday?
We are modern time gladiators.
Oh, I love it.
We entertain the crowd, so let's get it on.
Are we entertained after?
Yeah.
We've also got Don Charles here, and Don, you've been training Jurgen here for a little while. What have you been working on with Jurgen in the gym?
That would be telling, wouldn't it? And especially with that young man over there. My lips are sealed. No, seriously, we're going to showcase you're going to see some of it on Saturday. We aim to be victorious. And we're going to show a little bit on Saturday. And we'll still have to hold some back because of that young man over there.
I think you could tell a little bit, right? You know? Sharing's caring, no?
Yeah.
Don, what do you think about, he's got to pick up the win on Saturday as well. For me, my mouth is watering here. This is a potential fight between Jurgen and Alois. What do you think of that fight?
Potentially. I mean, obviously, my eyes, his eyes, firmly focused on Saturday. When you're running a 110-meter hurdle, it would be foolish of us to overlook the hurdle we're about to jump. So let's ask me this question again after Saturday.
We will, don't you worry about that. I'm really excited for this fight, I've got to be honest. We're going to throw it back to Triber. Here you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, our highly anticipated main event this Saturday from O2 Arena, London. It will be the big boys of boxing. 12 rounds scheduled for the WBO Interim Heavyweight Championship of the World. It is being brought to you by Frank Warren for Queensberry in association with Platform Sports and Gold Star Promotions. Let's first welcome now the challenger from Ipswich, England. Undefeated with 19 wins, 1 draw, 18 of those 19 wins by knockout. Ranked number 6 by Ring Magazine, he is the undefeated, hard-hitting, former British and WBO European heavyweight champion, Fabio Wardley.
Well, here is Fabio Wardley, days away now, hours away from the biggest moment of his career. It's a step up in level, it's a step up in class, but it's a step up that if he makes correctly, he is next in line for Alexander Usyk.
This is greatness, literally. I believe in my teammate, and I'm sure he can find that perfect moment as he normally does.
Alois, I've got to ask you, if Fabio manages to get that win, what does it do for British boxing?
Oh, it would change heavyweight boxing entirely. It would like for a white collar fighter to win a fight at this magnitude. I'm lost for words, really and truly.
It's a really intriguing one, and I really want to know what they've been working on in that gym with Ben Davison, with Lee Wiley. They really study things, they get their game plan in order, and they're going to have a game plan. They're going to have game plan A, B and C going into that fight on Saturday.
And he's got that equaliser in his back pocket. He may have all the game plans A to Z. None of them might work, but suddenly he's got this extra one in the back pocket. He can switch your lights out, and that is the big kind of wild card factor on Saturday night. One punch knockout power possessed by Fabio Wardley. In terms of undefeated fighters in the world, no one has a record like him, like that, when it comes to knockouts.
Great.
Fabio's possibly got one of the best liners I've ever heard. Someone was saying to him, "You dodged a bullet, you dodged a bullet." He said, "Well, I think I shot the man that had the gun, actually." That was enjoyable.
It was a terrific line at the launch press conference. And of course, we have the final press conference coming up tomorrow. But they'll be trading barbs, trading words. I'm sure David Higgins will be involved. I'm sure Michael Offer will be involved. And it should be all sorts of fun as we count down the days now to Joseph Parker and Fabio Wardley. Saturday night WBO Interim Heavyweight Championship on the line. And Alois, what are we watching here at the moment from Fabio? It seems to just be going through the motions here a little bit.
He's just warming up right now, man. He's just showing us an ounce of his greatness. And yeah, he's coming through.
I'd love to be your teammate, Alois. I mean, everything. As soon as he didn't even do anything, he got in the ring. You're like, you're looking at greatness here in Fabio.
It's true though. You got to watch it. You have to buy into it.
This is the best hype man in boxing I think I've got standing to my left.
Yeah, absolutely. And lovely seeing Rob in the ring as well. They've had a great relationship over the years. It was through the Boxing Futures program that Fabio met Rob, and he's not left his side ever since. Ben Davison, of course, now involved as well as part of the camp. But when he trains in Ipswich, it's very much with Rob. It's a good story.
It is a great story, and it's another reminder of how boxing can change your life. It really can. It teaches you so many lessons that, you know, maybe you wouldn't learn elsewhere. And like Fabio has said to us, he doesn't have to box. He doesn't have to be doing this. He could have a good job in London or, you know, wherever else, but he chose to box. He's choosing these big fights. He wants these big fights. And when that name got mentioned to him, Joseph Parker, he got excited. He got that fire in his belly. That's the type of man he is.
He just says yes, and Joseph Parker is there. He is watching on. Will Fabio Wardley give anything away? What will Joseph Parker be looking for? Are we going to see anything? Let's see. Maybe we'll see some of that power, Alois.
Maybe. But he may be trying to just hide the greatness a little bit.
Hide the greatness. It is, as you mentioned, a fascinating story in terms of he doesn't need to fight Fabio. I mean, Fabio Wardley was working as what I understand, a very successful recruitment consultant who just fancied a scrap. So he started having a few scraps, bit of white collar. Suddenly it gets out of control. Suddenly he's at the O2. Suddenly he's headlining against Joseph Parker, and suddenly he could be the next one to fight Alexander Usyk. What has happened here?
It's literally a dream. Literally, when you think about it, it's a story that someone's made in the back of the basement. Like for that to come to reality, it will be something different.
I think if this script was taken to Hollywood, they'd say no, it's too unrealistic, not a chance.
It's too crazy. It's too crazy. I mean, I was talking to Fabio a while ago, and he was saying to me that years back he received a message on Instagram from someone from Ukraine asking if he would go over to Ukraine and spar Usyk. And at first he thought it was a joke. He thought someone was having him on, but he got his manager to have a look at it. Then you know what happened a few weeks later. He's in Ukraine sparring with Usyk. And if you talk to Fabio, he's really sparred with a lot of these high level fighters, and I'm sure he would have learned a lot from that.
Well, that's probably what's helped bridge the gap. You know, we talk about the lack of experience, amateur or pro, really, but he has sparred all over the world. He sparred Usyk, he sparred Fury, he sparred everyone. That would have helped close the gap there, Alois.
Yeah, definitely. There's nothing like sparring experience, fighting experience, like all ring experience is experience, and you can see he's chuckling right now, laughing, enjoying the greatness of it. And you can see on pads, he's just taking his time. Now he's sharpening up a little bit. So yeah, we'll see something.
How would you describe Fabio Wardley's style, Alois?
Wiry, sharp, and powerful.
It's quite unpredictable as well, isn't he?
Yeah. He's very unpredictable, and that's not unusual of someone we see who doesn't have a huge background in amateur boxing. And that can put you off a lot of the time, because there's certain things that you expect from boxers who are, what I want to say,
Thank you very much to the challenger, Fabio Wardley.
Well, that is the workout complete for Fabio Wardley. We're going to see Joseph Parker in the ring shortly, and I believe we are actually going to get a face-off today as well. It'll be the first time that they faced off since the press conference, which was a few months ago now. And we're getting closer. I wonder what energy we'll see in the face-off, Alois.
I think from both of the men, cool and calm. They're both quite stoic, men's jolly as well. But yeah, calm.
I won't be the first one to tell you that these two, Parker, Wardley, are two of the nicest men you can meet in boxing.
But rest assured, ding ding, first bell, there'll be nothing nice going on in there. That's going to get nasty.
No. I genuinely believe this is one of the best fights that can be made in heavyweight boxing, because it's going to be fireworks. Although Parker has that little edge, well, that big edge in experience, he's not going there to kind of tip-tap his way to a points victory.
No, absolutely not. And Parker, what we see, he's kind of changed his style. He started sitting down on punches. We've seen what he's just done to Martin Bakole, and of course it wasn't the best Martin Bakole, but that was a huge right hand that he landed.
It was a crazy knockout, and you know what? I think this newfound confidence in his power stems back from that Kronk style that Andy Lee brings to the gym. But we're about to bring in the one and only Ipswich's man, Fabio Wardley.
Wow. Fabio Wardley is here. How are you, Fabio?
I'm good. How we doing, gang? Everyone all right?
Good, all good.
Very good. Your biggest fans here, by the way.
Come on.
You got in the ring, and he just goes, you can see the greatness.
That's home team. Come on.
But this is quite the vibe, and I think that's one of the stories here, the team. Of course, you've got Rob. You've been with Rob since you started your career, boxing Futures program, but you've got Ben and Lee as well, and Alois was telling us how meticulous you guys are.
Yeah, look, it's down to a fine science, I think, of just, it's not just the work in the ring, but we don't get just told, oh yeah, look, come in, do your work in the gym, and you're right, go home, chill out. But don't forget, when you go home, there's homework to do. You should be revising and looking over your drills, and Ben's telling you to think about them when you're waking up in the morning, when you're making a cup of tea, coffee in the morning, go through some drills, just keep it in your head, keep it on a loop.
Well, a bit more homework now, because I think Joseph Parker's going to get in the ring, and we're going to get you to just have a look at this workout. Let's have a look.
And now let's welcome the defending champion from South Auckland, New Zealand. 36 wins, 3 defeats, 24 wins by knockout. Ranked number 2 by Ring Magazine, here is the former WBO World Champion. This Saturday, the reigning and defending WBO Interim Heavyweight World Champion, Lupe Soliai La'auli Alemali Etoa, Joseph Parker.
Some of these are my fights.
Well, here is the former world champion Joseph Parker. Fabio Wardley is with us here as we watch his workout. And Fabio, I mean, what has this build-up been like for you? Because I know he's a nice guy, he's a friendly guy, but there are a few kind of words out there. He's talked about how there's levels between you. He's talked about how he is going to smash you. Are you falling for the nice guy act?
Yeah, no, look, I don't think it's an act. I do think he's a nice guy. I don't think he's got a particularly malicious bone in him to just be nasty or start kicking off for no reason. I think we're two men who just, look, we do the job in the ring. We don't need all the theatrics, the fun and games and stuff. And look, he's confident. I know he's talking about levels and things like that, and cool, that's no worries. If he thinks he's a level above me, then there's a reason I picked his name. There's a reason I went for him, because he is, look, of that stature. You put him number 2, 3 in the world, best heavyweight, cool, no worries. I picked him out. I think that's the bit maybe people are skipping over here. I asked for his name. Frank picked up the phone and called him and said, look, Fabio Wardley's been on the phone to me, he wants to have a go at you. And look, credit to him, he said yes, but I know he's talking about levels, but I'm here to prove that I'm exactly there.
Fabio, one thing I wanted to ask you is, everyone talks about your KO power. We all know you've got that. You've shown it time and time again. But are you eager to get in there and actually show everyone that you've got that boxing ability?
Yeah, look, it's a massive thing. I think it gets overshadowed, I guess, by my knockouts or by my punch power and things like that. And I guess in a sense it could work in my favour because people aren't paying as much attention to that. So those skills that I'm developing, that boxing IQ, that ring generalship, all of that I do have under my belt and I have built throughout my professional career. So I'm going to be taking that into the ring on the night. And look, if everyone's focused on my right hand, then that gives me a bunch of other punches to use on the night.
They'll be wary of more than the right hand, though. You know that, right, Fabio? He's got one of the best trainers in the world there in Andy Lee. You're not expecting that they're just looking at you as a guy with a big right hand, right?
Nah, again, Andy Lee, very switched on. I think they'd be silly and naive to just focus on one single shot, one right hand. I think that's what I'm banking on. Look, we're both, me and Joe, are right at the edge of things, right on the tip of obviously a world title shot and a shot of the undisputed. So this is not the place to be kind of cutting corners or taking it easy or thinking, oh, you know what, you need to have a plan A, B, C going into this fight.
But you know, Alois, what happens when that right hand can land. You were there ringside for the big Justice Huni knockout.
It's night-night, baby.
Fabio, let me ask you this. I mean, before the Huni fight, I remember hearing, well, actually afterwards, Ben Davison said that he expected you to lose rounds in that fight. And it wasn't too much away from the plan, really, the way it went. Are you expecting to lose rounds against Joe Parker?
Yeah, look, there's going to be moments. I haven't got the same boxing background as him. I haven't got the same professional experience with him. There are going to be moments where I'm not on top in the fight. But one thing I did prove in my last fight is no matter the situation, no matter the circumstances, going my way, it's not going my way, I'm still level-headed, I'm still calm, and I can still stick to the plan and have faith in that I'm going to get the win one way or another.
that determination. Well, I think we're going to see you face off with Joseph Parker now. I think you're going to head over to the ring, so we'll get a little glimpse of Saturday. Behave yourself in there, Fabio.
No trouble. No. Are they roped you in for security, I guess, yeah?
I'm happy to jump in if I need to.
All right,
Goodness
cool.
me, definitely not.
Cheers, guys.
Let's say bye to Fabio. Thank you so much, Fabio Wardley. Thanks. Joseph Parker awaits in the ring, and we get the first face-off of the week ahead of the WBO Interim Heavyweight Showdown Saturday night. Really the fight for the right, the winner of this, front of the queue for Alexander Usyk, and what a fight this is. One of the best you can make in the heavyweight division.
It's going to be fireworks, I'll tell you what, in that O2, it really is. And Frank said it, whoever wins this fight, they're going to get Usyk next. And guess what, Usyk confirmed it yesterday. He said he's going to be fighting the winner of this fight. So it's hard to imagine that neither of these men are going to have that in the back of their head. They're going to be thinking about what could be if they get that victory.
Most certainly. Joseph Parker on the lookout. It's funny, I look at Parker's teams, Fabio in the ring now, I look at Parker's team and I'm like, oh, I remember him from the Back for Good video. I remember him from the Shania Twain video. He's done all these music videos, these call-out videos, and all of his teams are with him today.
Main event Saturday from O2 Arena, London, live worldwide on DAZN, by now at DAZN.com. It's the big boys of boxing. 12 rounds scheduled for the WBO Interim Heavyweight Championship of the World. The challenger, Fabio Wardley, versus the defending champion, Joseph Parker.
I'm getting excited. This is it. First face-off of the week. Fabio Wardley, Joseph Parker, WBO Interim Heavyweight Championship on the line. A steely look in the eyes of Fabio Wardley. This is very much all or nothing.
We are only a few days away, guys. This is it. This is when it starts to get serious. These men are a few days away from a fight that will change the trajectory of their career. I think we can all agree Parker deserves that world title shot, and I think we can all agree Fabio has put himself in a position like no other heavyweight on the planet.
We get a little handshake at the end there. Alois, you were watching that. You're an energy guy. You've done plenty of these face-offs. What did you make of that? Can we take anything from it?
Fabio's oozing right now. Oozing. Look, I will fit for my teammate. I believe he can pull the job and do the right thing on the night. It's a hard fight, though. It's a very, very hard fight. I'm not brushing it off like he's going to come in there, eyes closed, wing him. No, it's going to be a very hard fight, but I think my way.
Well, he's the undercard, the underdog, of course. Fabio Wardley heading into this fight. Joseph Parker has been in with some of the best. He's beaten some of the best. Deontay Wilder, Zhilei Zhang, Martin Bakole last time out. But even that, early on in his career, unification against Anthony Joshua, Dillian White, he beat Andy Ruiz. He's been in with everyone, Ruth.
Yeah. He really has been in with everyone. But like you said there, Fabio is the underdog. But let's remember, he's been the underdog before. He has. He was the underdog in the first fight with Fraser Clark. And look what happened there. He got a really hard-fought draw, which really could have gone either way. And then look what happened in that second fight. This is a scary guy. He really is. It's no coincidence why people say he's the UK Wilder.
Well, he's got. I think he enjoys that underdog role. By the way, like, what are you sensing from him? You know, when a fighter gets written off, when people are saying this is too far, this is too jumper level. I think it brings something out of Fabio.
Absolutely. Like, he has that dog in him. Like, he has that fire that no matter what, if he's down or if he's in a bad position, he can push on. He has that desire. He has that will to win.
Well, thank you to everyone who's been voting over on the Queensberry WhatsApp group. We have some results. What round will Parker v Wardley end? And it looks like, by and large, everyone thinks round 7 to 9. No one thinks this is going to go early. No one thinks rounds 1 to 3 on the WhatsApp group. What do you make of these results, Alois?
I could see it going 7 to 9, but we know Fabio could be in the first round, you know. So you never know.
Do you know that is interesting? Fabio Wardley can do first round. We saw that against Fraser Clark. Joe Parker, he's done round 2 in his last fight against Martin Bacoli. But according to our wonderful fans on WhatsApp, and you should go and join the channel, by the way, there's very little chance this one goes super early.
Listen, let's be honest. There is not a single round in this fight where you should be getting up and going to make a cup of tea.
Yeah,
any second of any round, it is dangerous for either men. It doesn't matter whether they're hurt. It doesn't matter whether they've been on the canvas. They can get up and win. They can get up and get the knockout. That is what makes this fight so amazing. That's what makes this fight so intriguing.
Do you know what? I've been intrigued by the kind of resurgence of Joe Parker as well. I remember being there for Joe Parker's fight against Joe Joyce, and it was a horrible night for him. He gave everything he could, but Joe Joyce was, I mean, he was just a machine at that point. Overcame him, and he stopped him that night. I thought Joe Parker was done. Look at where he is now. Look at the wins. It's impressive.
Very impressive. Joe Parker has had an amazing career. He's been a world champion earlier on in his early career, and he's on his way, building his way up to a 2-time, but I think he will come too short.
It feels like, obviously, you're a big Fabio Wardley guy.
There's no bias. Everyone, there's no bias. I'm letting you know that
no
now.
bias at all. It feels like Joe Parker's had like a couple of different careers. There's been that prospect coming through who became a contender and became world champion, and then there's the guy that lost, and it all looked like it was going to go bad, and now he's coming back again. He's had quite the ride.
He has, and you know what? He's a great example to young fighters that when you get that loss, it's fine. You can come back. You can come again. It's all about applying yourself, and what Joe says is he fell back in love with the game. He had a little bit of a period where he kind of fell out of love with it. He wasn't sure what he wanted to do, but he's fallen back in love with the sport, and that is what's made the difference for Joe.
Alois, before we let you go, you're a man in love with the game, right?
I love it.
When are we going to see? When are we going to see these hands? When are you going to start throwing them again? What's going on?
If Jurgen gets that world title, you can come see me.
If he comes and sees you, what's going to happen?
Lights out.
Oh
bang,
my
bang.
Goodness me. Okay. Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
I almost called you Jurgen there.
No, please. I love Albanian people, not that much, right?
Thank you so much, Alois. You've been wonderful today. Thank you so much, Ruth. You've been fantastic as ever. And thank you for joining us. That was the workout. The hours are counting down. The days are counting down now. Saturday night, it's all happening at the O2. The iconic O2 WBO Interim Heavyweight Championship will be on the line. 2 of the best heavyweights in the world. Joe Parker, Fabio Wardley. The winner is front of the queue for Alexander Usyk. It's high stakes. It's all or nothing. Join us tomorrow for the press conference.
I am the avoided fighter in the heavyweight picture, and I back myself against any fighter out there.
I don't need to be perfect for 12 rounds. I just need to be perfect for that one moment.
I believe people avoid fighting me because I'm dangerous, and I have belief.
There's a lot on the line, there's a lot at stake. And someone's getting knocked out.
So let's get it on.